Flood-affected residents in New South Wales are facing home insurance bills of up to $65,000. They are left with the difficult choice of either paying the fees, selling their homes, or living in risk of future natural disasters. Kenny Heatley has this report from Lower Macdonald in the Hawkesbury region, west of Sydney.
After 4 catastrophic floods in 2 years, residents who live in Lower Macdonald are using the dry weather to rebuild their homes and their lives. While locals have been starting to get back on their feet, insurance companies seem intent on knocking them back down.
I received a message from the neighbour and I knew my insurance was going to be up for renewal whilst I was away. I was all ready, just automatic debit it, go for it. And she was kind enough to open my mail and send me a letter that said, basically, your home insurance policy, renewal not offered. No, here's what we can do for you, or no, give us a call, just not offered.
Did they explain why they weren't going to give you home insurance?
This is the only correspondence I've had. No phone call, no other correspondence.
So they didn't give a reason?
Not yet.
For this town, this is widespread. Either home insurance has been rejected altogether, or they have been quoted exorbitant and unrealistic premiums no one can afford. Your next door neighbour, you were talking about them. They didn't want to be on camera, but everyone's pretty tight-knit around here, and they've given me their documents. They've been quoted $65,000 or more than $65,000 for home insurance for their premium.
For their premium.
Have you seen anything like that before in this area?
That one, I think, actually is our current record.
That quote was from St George Westpac. On the other side of town, Kieran received an almost identical quote from the same insurer.
So the annual was actually $62,000 plus. So that was, and I rang them, and I basically got, that's how it is. So the lady I spoke with wasn't, she was just doing her job. So I was a bit shocked.
Kieran lodged a claim for some backyard repairs after the floods, but the house itself did not flood.
And I also had a water leak, which wasn't to do with the floods, it was to do with the rain.
But no major claims on the house or anything like that?
No. Not as such, not flood.
From what we're hearing from people around this area, this is a common issue that people are facing.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's not leaving people with a lot of choice. Particularly people with mortgages and things like that where home insurance is required.
Yes, you are limited, very limited. They've basically, they've got you.
Sky News sent St George Westpac a series of questions to which they responded, "This is an industry-wide issue and we understand it puts customers in a difficult position. Since July 2021, Westpac has distributed a range of general insurance products issued by Allianz Australia Insurance Limited. Allianz is responsible for insurance pricing, which has been impacted by recent extreme weather events, updated flood risk modelling and an increase in building costs."
The insurance issue is massive. So we have whole suburbs that I'm hearing about, specifically residents from Bligh Park, for example, who are not getting covered for flood insurance now. When the home is the biggest financial asset a person makes in their life, that's really scary not to have that potential cover.
We're all going to have to live in risk. Whether it be a fire, whether it be a flood, we will live with risk. And that isn't overly palatable for any of us.
Kenny Heatley, Sky News.